How you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And you remember this little guy? This little speaker, MP3 player, Bluetooth interface, little device that I got from Banggood. And do you remember that the instructions that came with it are all in Chinese? And even at that, it's very small print Chinese. Well, thanks to modern technology and some of you good subscribers out there, I got a suggestion. Now, if you remember, I was able to use my cell phone with a voice translator to translate what this device was saying when it changed modes and stuff like that. So I was able to get that information. Well, somebody suggested that I could translate this with another application for my cell phone that would, you could take a picture of this and it would translate it. And I thought, man, it's very, very, very small print. And of course, it's Chinese characters and it's kind of light. It's not very dark printing. Well, I took my camera and I downloaded an app, get that word right in a minute, called, let me see if I can back it up here, called Google Translate. And I installed that, and let me open it. I don't know if this shows up very well. Okay, and you can either type in some text, or you can have it listen to the text, or you can use your camera. And right now, see if I can get this to, there it goes. It's translating from Chinese to English. And so I use the option for using my camera. And I'll try to illustrate it. It's not that good. You really need something to hold your camera. But I was surprised, even though I was hand holding my cell phone / camera, it still focused and captured it. And let me try to show you just an example. Okay, so I go in that mode. Now it's in the camera mode, and then I hover over the text, and let me see if I can possibly move my webcam over so you can see what's on the screen. It's not going to be easy. Okay, now where did the thing go? Okay, so there's the text right there, and then you take a picture, and then it translates it, and it does a pretty good job. And then you can save it, or you can send an email. So I sent an email to myself, and I basically did each page here. This is, you fold this back. This is a page. You can see it's pretty darn tiny. And I sent an email to myself, and then I took I think there were 6 clips, and I copied them and pasted them in Word. And here is the raw text that came out of it. And I don't know if, I'll try to focus it so maybe you can kind of read it. There we go. So is this the first page? I think it is. Yes, this is the first page. So each one of these paragraphs is a picture I took of, theoretically, a page. And as you can see, if I can get it focused again, here we go. Use the buttons to avoid excessive use of it causing damage to the product, dear customer. Close something syndrome. And then, it goes on. And there's quite a few mistakes, but I would say 75% of it was translated. And of course, what's amazing is it's translating the little Chinese figures to text, and then of course it's going from Chinese language to English, so there's a little disconnect, as you've seen in other manuals that you've gotten from things from China. that have an English manual, the translation is a little iffy. But like I say, it looks like it did a pretty good job, and I should be able to understand how to use this. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Features note, this stereo Bluetooth 3.0 version is the highest version. Grabbing head down, grabbing head down. So now what I'll have to do is I'll have to sit down and do a manual translation and see if I can figure out what it's trying to say. But I'm much further along than I was before, where I just had this Chinese. Let's see if I can focus it so you can kind of see the text here. Come on, camera, do your thing. Be good. There. So you can see this is the Chinese symbols. They're very tiny. The text is very tiny. Now here's what the manual looks like compared to a standard sheet of paper. And amazingly enough, that program, it's an application for a Android device, Android phone. It worked. And the reason I'm using the phone is because I'm using the camera in the phone, which this phone has a pretty good camera. Matter of fact, right now, it's the best camera I own, even though I own a lot of expensive cameras, but they're older technology. Now, there's probably, I'm sure there is, since that was a Google program, there is Google Translate on the internet. Well, that's upside down. Which I have used before, where I just copy and paste text into it and it translates. And I'll have to go back and look at that to see if that program, again, it's on the internet, will accept a camera input. Now, it wasn't too tedious. I was totally surprised because I was just holding this by hand and capturing the pictures. And I was, number one, I was surprised that it wasn't out of focus, because I was wobbling around and I couldn't hold it steady. But it did. It did capture it, and it was in focus, and it like instantly translated. There was no delay or anything like that. So it took the picture and it showed you what it found, and then you could select the text you wanted to translate, or you could select all, which is what I did, and it would translate it to whatever language you wanted, in this case English for me. And then you can send it as an email, or share it with others, or put it in a Dropbox, all kinds of things. So technology, it just overwhelms me sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fix the wording somewhat, and then I'll post this on the Banggood website for everybody else to have an English version of the manual, because apparently they don't have one. So it worked out pretty cool, and I thank the person who gave me the idea of trying this and letting me know that there were programs for the Android phones that would do this, and it does it quite well. So anyway, if you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. I'm going to do the battery charger probably next. That's this battery charger right here. It's the XTAR VC4. The other little tidbit is I'm still looking for a AC adapter for my new Grundig 800. I've gotten several suggestions, and I'm going to order one. Someone sent me a suggestion of one they're using. It's sold on eBay, and I think it might take a while to get here. I'm going to order that one, and then I'm going to keep looking. Worst case, I can use one of my variable power supplies, but the problem with those is they're pretty bulky. And I do have a smaller power supply. That's a 12-volt power supply, and I can get a down converter to down convert it to 9 volts because I need 9 volts and 1 amp. So I will be doing some reception testing of that radio in the very near future. I am using it now in batteries right now, and I went to the store to get some stuff, and I wanted to get batteries, and I forgot the batteries. Gosh, I hate that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.